later on can hear me and knows that is about to get on the live. Let me see. Let me see. I can definitely hear it. Connected to the Bluetooth, I can hear it. So again, shalom, shalom to those that's actually watching this live. Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopeful elect, whoever you may be, man, woman, or child. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of great millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, teaching this word and believing this word, Lord willing that they all could continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwatiyam, believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing, you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Now, this is going off of a quick read. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8 to 10. And there's other things to go into, but this right here hit. So Lord willing, the Spirit allow it to flow, and we can get into it. Like the title of this lesson, he didn't do it because we deserve it. It was his plan from the beginning. It was Yahawah Shemashai plan from the beginning to do this, right? Really for the elect to benefit the salvation, let alone the suffering. Yahawah Shai to die on the cross for the whole nation, but the elect is going to be those that actually benefit from this blessing. So Lord willing, it's edifying and it's straight to the point. So I'm going to read 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8 to 10 in the NLT, KJV and NLT. In the KJV, verse 8, so I'll get out here a second. I don't know, I guess I'm going to just have to be hot for a moment. Right, so when you go to 2 Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8 to 10 in the KJV, be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord Yahawah Shai, nor of me, his prisoner, which is Paul, but be thou partaker of the affliction of the gospel according to the power of the Most High, who have saved us and called us with a holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose, in grace, which was given us in Hamashiach Yahushai before the world began, but is now made manifest by the appearing of our Savior, Yahushua Hamashiach, who have abolished death and have brought life and immortality to light through the gospel. In the NLT, verse 8, it says, so never be ashamed to tell others about your Lord, and don't be ashamed of me either, even though I'm in prison for him. With the strength the Most High gives you, be ready to suffer with me for the sake of the good news. For the Most High saved us and called us to live a holy life. He did this not because we deserve it, but because that was his plan from before the beginning of time, to show us his grace through Hamashiach Yahushai. And now he has made all of this plain to us by the appearing of Hamashiach Yahushai, our Lord Savior. He broke the power of death and illuminated the way to life and immortality through the good news, through this good tidings, right? The appearing of Yahushai in the physical when he came and touched down. Now we get to understand the mystery, the riches of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai through Hamashiach Yahushai, right? This is this mystery. You know, all this is through Yahushai. That's the mystery. So we want to get into the point to show the Lord did not choose us because of our work. He chose us because this what he wanted. He chose the elect. This what he wanted, right? So when people get on Israelites and the elect, no, none of you other Christians or you other beliefs is speaking about the elect, right? You think all nations is the elect out of all nations. No, you know, a lot of y'all just only deal in the New Testament and don't even understand that even the apostles was referencing the Old Testament. You can't get the new without the old. So let's go to the classic in Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. This is a classic. Gotta always go back to the classics. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7 and 8. It says, Yahawah did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of the people. But because Yahawah loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, have Yahawah brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondage from the hand of the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Guess what? This all stems to the promise, the oath that he made with your forefathers. So just because that shit don't mean, no, yes, I am an Israelite, but for me to be the elect, this all goes back to the promise he made Abraham, man. Let alone the nations is blessed because of us scattered four corners of the earth. Abraham was going to be a great nation through his descendants. And the descendants of Abraham have faith, right? So I didn't read verse 6, but I'm about to go to verse 6 now. It says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahawah thy power. Yahawah thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. What makes you special goes back to the oath, the covenant, and the law promised to Abraham, right? Let's go to another history point, right? The Lord showed that he was already dealing with that chosen bloodline through Abraham. Abraham is not the only human in the earth. Abraham had other sons. Everything got pointed to Isaac, man. People really don't know what they signed up. Yahushai is the reason, man. The Lord put all his plans through Yahushai, man. Right? Let's start with this, right? Because this is faith of Abraham. This is Genesis, the 12th chapter, verse 1. Now Yahawah has said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house and unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, right? Through the chosen bloodline from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob and the 12 tribes. And I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that curse thee. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abraham departed as Yahawah had spoken unto him, and Lot with him. And Abraham was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abraham took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came, right? Because that blessing goes back all the way to Abraham, to Isaac and Jacob and the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So we always got to follow that blessing, right? First, Abraham showed faith. This man was in the land of Ur. He He was in Ur, left the land of Ur, and went all the way to the land of Canaan, because Yahawah by Shemel Shai said that he was going to give it to his descendants. Right? Let me get another one. Right? When we go to Genesis, the 15th chapter, I want to get the point. Is this the point right here? Yes. This is Genesis 15 and 12. It says, when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abraham, know of a certainty that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. Now, we can sit here and think about all people. We can think about all the sons of Abraham. But first, we have to speak about who is it talking about. This is talking about the descendants of Isaac that was in the land of Egypt as a servant. As a servant, right? Other sons or people come out of Abraham, but it's a calling. It is a chosen bloodline, and this chosen bloodline is going to be one of the majority people that are going to be afflicted as slaves in Egypt. Follow this trail all the way to Israel leaving Egypt, being in the wilderness, getting the land. And the Lord prophesied even to these people, if they hearken to the ways of the people of the land, which the Lord left certain people of these other nations, these Hamites, to approve Israel, and they fell for the trap because the Lord knew their heart. Because guess what? It goes back to 2 Timothy 1. It was the Lord's plan. Right? Everybody's not going to benefit on the salvation and deliverance on this side. Only the elect. So when we read Deuteronomy 7, verse 7, 8, and even verse 6, he chose us not because we were great or deserving, but because of his love and promise. Don't forget the promise. Every nation wasn't given this beautiful promise, right? And it's a guarantee that these children of Israel was going to be in captivity. Verse 14, it says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Now, when we really study and analyze the Egyptian captivity, the children of Israel left with great substance. Not on their own will. Really, you have to understand prophecy, right? Like, let's go to Ezekiel 33. The Bible is amazing, especially when you get the sense of it. When you get the sense, you're like, dang, he did all of that? He did all of that? This is Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, in verse 37. I mean, verse 33. You can read from verse 30 to 33, but I just want to get to the point. It says, and when this cometh to pass, then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. Everybody is not going to know that a prophet was amongst them. Just like how we're going through all these scriptures, even in your past life, they was doing the same thing. How in the New Testament, they're hearing the same thing again? You don't think that they wasn't teaching them the Maccabees just because they're speaking about the gospel? Because that was the time of the gospel. Before John the Baptist, they was teaching the law, right? Of course, people was prophesying of other things, but it was the law. Now John came into play. As soon as John came, now is the teaching of the kingdom, the teaching of Yahawah, the teaching of the good news. And the good news is all about that. The Lord planned this. This is not about my work, the works that I do in the law. Even me teaching, Paul even said it. He said it great through the Spirit, right? He was compelled to do this. Now us, we're compelled to do the will of Yahawah by Hashem Yahushai. Compelled means forced. How are we forced? Through the Spirit. The Lord know our heart. He knows who the elect is. You think the Lord is blind on who the elect is? No. And even more was great that this is coming out. This goes back to what I was saying to my household, to my children. You know, coming in this thing, you have to feel that this is a privilege. You know, like In the world, when a celebrity or new people are invited to, they feel they feel worthy, or be like, man, dang, man, you allowed me to come. Man, you a celebrity, you could have chose anybody. And that experience is overwhelming. You all excited like a kid. You take a kid to D-Lake, they get all excited, they're overwhelmed. When you tell them they could get anything, they like anything, they're overwhelmed. So when it comes to this truth, the elect are overwhelmed. He did this for me. He did this for me. The more you learn, you're like, wait, he did this for me. Not just only being a Hebrew Israelite, which you should be thankful for that, because you could have been an Edomite. But for you to be an Israelite, he chose you before you even got in the womb. Jeremiah 1 and 5. Don't just only think about it as Jeremiah, because it is with Jeremiah. Think about it, the prophets. Think about the women. Think about the children, right? You women that's getting with the men of the Lord knew you before the womb. He set you up, right? The children that you might have before you met him, or no kids that you had and you had your firstborn with him, the Lord set this up. Let alone to increase your faith. Let alone to look back to what Yahawah Ba'Shem Shai gave you. And it's not of works. A lot of us got children in wickedness. But now we in this truth, it was for the end result. Better is the end of a thing. When you finish the race first, that's the whole point. A lot of people gonna finish the race in third and fourth place. I'm sorry, I got a little, I'm getting excited. Right? So what's this? Is this the one I wanted? Okay, this is Genesis 17, verse 1. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, Yahawah appeared to Abraham and said unto him, I am the almighty power, walk before me, be thou perfect, and I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. What's the father of many nations? Especially when we go back to Genesis 49, right? Ephraim is going to be a multitude of nations. It's all a setup by Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushai. It's all a setup by Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. Let me see if let's make Yahawah Ba'Shem out true and every man a liar. Let me see if this is the one. I don't want to go to 49. Let me see if it's 48. Let me see. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 48, verse 12. And Joseph took them both, and Ephraim in his right hand towards Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand towards Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his hand, his right hand, and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands witly, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said, The Most High, before whom my father Abraham and Isaac did walk, the Most High which fed me all my life long unto this day, and the angel which redeemed me from all the evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, in the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, now Isaac couldn't see. Now this, you can't, what we about to read, we can't sit here and say this is not of the Lord. Abraham could not see. The older he was getting, the more his eyes was getting dim, and he wasn't able to see. This shows that this is all of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahushai. So Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn, put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be God, but truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. So Abraham is a father. Let's go back. Yo, this is why we know that this is all from the beginning, man. Yo, this whole thing about us being blessed, this all stems from the beginning, man. Right? So where was we at? Genesis 17:4. As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Technically, the 12 tribes in this time is 12 nations. But Ephraim is put in many different nations. They became what? A multitude of nations. Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, a multitude of nations. You know, you'll see some Italians and Sicilians. Most of them are most likely Ephraim, right? You'll see Ephraim with the Cubans. They say they're Cubans. Bet you they most likely a damn Ephraimite. You'll see Ephraim be you might look at some of the Ephraimites and say they white, they Edomites. But guess what? That's Ephraim. That goes into being a multitude of nations, many nations. If they look like an Edomite, if they look black, if they look Cuban, they look Turkish, they look Russian, what is that? That's 5 different nations, but they're only one, right? So Abraham is a father of many nations. And what is this talking about? Yes, he is the father of Ishmael and his other relatives. He had 8 sons, but it's only one that is chosen. Now let's go back, because we read that. We still not even close to the precepts I want to get to, but this is going off of where the Lord didn't choose us because we were greater or deserving, but because of his love and his promise. So this all stems to the promise. This promise wasn't given to every nation, right? So now let's hurry up and just get this one point, and then we're going to move on. Where is that? Okay. This is Genesis, the 18th chapter, verse 9. Going to the point, it says, they said unto him, where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. Lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in years, stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And this is how you know back then they understood. Like even with Yahawah, he was going to have a child. This angel was telling him that they're going to have a child. Man, I'm this old, I'm going to have pleasure. She ain't thinking of course, Abraham, when we even go into Isaac, Abraham believed that the Lord can raise Isaac from the dead, even though the Lord was asking him to put him in the spirit world. Our people had the common sense of understanding, of knowing when, if the Lord is telling them that they're going to have a child, how else you going to have a child? Through pleasure in that dang bedroom. These is old folks. The Lord can arouse their hormones where they're really affectionate towards each other, and they get their thing going on, right? What is it? Through the spirit, Abraham was a king, not in the form of like David with a crown and all, but he had wealth. Isaac had wealth. David had wealth. A king is a ruler. He was ruling the land that he was given at the time, or where he was ruling at. He ruled in his household, you know. So she laughed, and Yahawah said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a certainty bear a child which am old? Such and such and such. I want to get to the point where what's his name is born. Now this is Genesis 21. These chapters later on. So that was prophesied that she was going to have a son. It didn't happen till later on, because that's what prophets do. They prophesy what's going to happen in the near future or the far future. It says, and Yahawah visits Sarah as he said, and Yahawah did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age at the set time of which the Most High had spoken to him. Now they could have probably already laid and had some loving, and out of nowhere that seed came out of Isaac, Wait, so like he came out of Abraham, and he planted a seed within Sarah. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him Isaac. And it stemmed to him what the angel said through the spirit. Man, your wife laughed. He heard her laugh within herself. Hey, anybody that know, that's another example of spiritual powers. And this angel knew she laughed in her head. Like right now, I can be angry, cussing somebody out, or laughing in my head. You don't know, but them angels at that, they knew. So he named Isaac Laughter. That's what Isaac is. How to pronounce it is Azak, which means laughter. So now he has a true heir, because even at the time of Abraham, he said he didn't have an heir. Even though Ishmael was his son, but that goes to Galatians, the 4th chapter. He had children of the flesh, but the children of the promise, guess what? If you are of the promise, that means you were called, right? Called before the womb, right? All the way to your forefathers, man. Right? I gotta get this, because I just spoke on it. People really don't know, man. Let's get it. Right? I want to get the point where they are of the flesh. Right. This is Galatians 4:23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise. And they're using Hagar, but that goes for the other sons too, because now we drop down to verse 26. It says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. For it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not, break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate have many more children than she which have an husband. Now we brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise, because it goes to that chosen bloodline, and the true children of the Lord. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had faith in the Lord. Because look at this. Isaac was blind. He was losing vision. And he gave the blessing that was really for Esau to Jacob. But he knew what the angel or what the prophet told Rebecca, why the two children of her womb are thus. Two nations are against each other, and the elder shall serve the young. Isaac understood. Esau came out first. He's the older. Well, how do we know? Because why didn't Isaac, after he seen Jacob, telling Jacob, hey, both of y'all don't get daughters of the Canaanites. He seen them. Why he didn't rebuke Jacob? Because guess what? Rebecca, being righteous at that time, she understood and knew. People say, oh, he tricked him. He was going off. No, he wasn't. Really, the wife was moving through the spirit because she understood what the prophet told her. She inquired the Lord. She wanted a message from the Heavenly Father. She went to the prophets. 1 Samuel 9:9. Before time, they went to the seers, who the seers is the prophets, the visionaries. So she understood prophecy because it was told to her that the elder are going to serve the young. How is the elder going to serve the young if he gets the first inheritance? Jacob did not rebuke, Isaac did not rebuke Jacob. So again, we did not get all of this because we deserve it. We freaking filthy rags, right? But we were getting this really from the elect because it was the Lord's plan to give it to his remnant, right? So now we done with that. Let me hop over to Isaiah. Then we gonna read this other precept. I got some lined up, right? Lord willing, y'all paid attention. We basically just went back to the basics on that point, right? Actually, we really did. We really, literally did just go back to the basics. This Isaiah chapter 1, And I'm gonna read verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master crib, but Israel do not know. My people do not consider. A lot of people don't consider this information. We want to make it an argument, but take your time, slow your horse, buddy, and get the understanding. Observe, then search all these scriptures to line it up and see what they. Some people say that they search all these scriptures, and then when you have them break down each one, oh, they can't remember it. You didn't go through these. Oh, I read the whole Bible. Did you break it down all in precepts? No, I didn't do it, but it made sense. Just reading a chapter. Yes, you could get sense in a chapter, but it's the mystery in the chapter. So Israel as a nation don't get it, but it really, when we look at that verse for now, the 2/3 they don't consider. The elect, if the elect is promised to get it, that means they consider. The nation, the Israel as a community, as a whole, wait, all Israel ain't gonna get this because all Israel not Israel, right? So let me drop down to verse 9. It says, except Yahawah of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like Gomorrah. That remnant is those that are left remaining in the faith, in belief of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's why the true children of Abraham is those that have faith, right? So now, for precepts, I mean, just to go back to the point what we was talking about in Timothy, why he didn't do this because we deserve it, but he did this because this was his purpose, right? Let's go to Romans, the 9th chapter. Romans 9, verse 15 to 16. It says, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. It's all Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai that is showing mercy, right? I want to go and read 11 in the NLT. I think this is the verse. It hits. This is Romans 9, and I'll start at 10 in the NLT. It says, this son was our ancestor Isaac. When he married Rebekah, she gave birth to twins. But before they were born, before they had done anything good or bad, she received a message from the Most High. When I just said this earlier, this message shows that the Most High chooses people according to his own purpose. You coming in this truth is the Lord's purpose. If you stay in this thing, it's the Lord's purpose. If you have a drive for this thing, it's the Lord's purpose. If you don't care about this, it's the Lord's purpose. Yo, look. Yo, I have on my mind that you'll have people that's in your family that could be in this truth. And when that time it really hit the fan, the Lord can separate you. The Lord can have I believe, like if the Lord want to. I'm saying I believe the Lord can do this if he want to. Your kids can be stubborn. Your wife can be stubborn. The Lord will have you separate and have her go through her trial. And guess what? She'll denounce the name of the Lord. Oh, I need my babies. And then denounce the Lord, and then she get her babies. She wasn't in this thing. Your children start to get of age and shit start hitting the fan, right? They start getting rebellious, right? They start not caring anymore, right? But they can still be in your household. The Lord can sift them where all chaos happening. You outside and you looking around, you see all your kids around your wife, but then that one child is gone. You got to believe the Lord set up Judas to betray Yahushua. You know? Every day I want to show that I care about this. Like, I might not be all super blazing fire, but if a brother bringing out a scripture, a brother want to talk about scriptures, my demeanor on wanting to hear the word, or when camp come, or when I got to do a lesson, I'm always examining myself. Where is my excitement at? You know? Because this is the Lord's purpose, man. Literally. So for us to even say the name of the Lord, that's your purpose. But guess what? The Pharisees knew Yahweh's name. They heard Yahweh's name. They didn't believe in him, but they knew Yahweh's name. Look what they was doing. Look, yo, it was 70 disciples that knew the name of Yahweh Shai and knew Yahweh. But when this man started talking about eat my flesh, drink my blood, all the 70 left. Only the 12 stayed and one was a demon. So don't get it. I know his name. I know this, so that ain't gonna happen. No, Lord's will. Because it was people that knew his name. It was people walking in this thing. Why would it say in Hebrews 6, if you had a taste of this knowledge and you walk away, it's impossible for you to come back? It's people in this thing, 1 Timothy 4:17, the judgment is gonna happen in the house of God, that's walking in this thing, saying the name of the Lord, know the breakdown, but in their heart, the Lord know that they ain't motherfucking serious. Literally. Yo, Susanna was really a believer of the Lord. Look, men plotted on making love to her, man. And then plotted to have her killed because they wasn't giving up the Karuchi. Oh, you ain't gonna give it? All right, we about to lie on you. That's the same mindset Jake got now. And she was a woman serving the Lord. Oh, but if I'm serving the Lord, why would he, and I'm in the house, why would he do this to me? Why he do it to Susanna? For a learning point. And really to test her faith. What was she going to do? And she even said she was afraid to go against the Lord's law to commit adultery. Let alone she loved her husband. I'm married. If I do this adultery, I could be put to death. And I could be put to death even if they don't believe me. So it was either one. But she rather stand strong knowing, oh, I didn't fall for adultery. What if she did go in the spirit world because of they lie? Guess what? She did not fold and commit adultery. Guess what? She'd have been in the spirit world for the Lord. That's dying for the Lord in righteousness. You know, it's many levels to this thing, right? Eleazar didn't want to fake eating clean food and make it seem like he's eating unclean food just not to be tortured. Man, just, yo, I'm going to give you the right food that you can eat, sacrificially that you can't eat, but just act like it's pork. He said, hell no. How many people can say that they're willing to do that? What about children? Children going to school. Literally think about that, man. So when we look at this, Salaki, when we look at this, our works don't earn mercy. It's his decision and his plan. His decision, his plan. Let's read that again. Romans chapter 9, verse 11 in NLT. But before they were born, before they had done anything bad, did anything good or bad, she received a message from the Most High. This message shows that the Most High chooses people according to his own purpose. That's another free will. This is, hey, if you are a 2/3, that's the Lord's own will for you to be 2/3. He calls people, but not according to their good or bad works. She was told, your older son will serve your younger son. So she understood it. Guess what? She was righteous for doing what she did because she understood this. Now, let us be righteous and understand this and know that this is the Lord's purpose. The Lord didn't put us in here. If you are of this faith, the Lord didn't put you in this thing to be lazy. But guess what? The flesh that you deal with is making you lazy because the Spirit of the Lord is a moving motion. It's not lazy, right? The obstacle in front of you is of the Lord. But what do we have to do? And Luke, he said, possess ye your souls. That means you got to do the diligent work. Let's get Galatians, because earlier, just lining up with this, my first wife, she said something that actually lined up, just in general, we're all given us by the Lord. And she's right. And for anybody that can agree, now you got to know this. This is Galatians 5, verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and it shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. The Lord is asking us through Paul, walk in the spirit. So if you move, guess what? That shows the Lord is moving you to even more to move in the spirit. But you got to want this. If somebody being conquered in the flesh, you don't want this because the Lord said through Paul, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh resisteth, the flesh lusteth against the spirit, it resisteth, and the spirit against the flesh, that these are contrary one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye should. The flesh don't want you to fulfill what the spirit want. The spirit don't want you to fulfill what the flesh want. This is tug of war. So you Every day you get up and make a sandwich. You got up and made that sandwich. The same you got to get up and fight for your crown. And guess what? If you are fighting for your crown, it was the Lord's purpose for you to fight for your crown. The Lord, why would he say in Proverbs 6, study the ant, thou sluggard, and the NLT, thy lazy bones? Because if the spirit is willing and the flesh is weak, if you have a spirit of the Lord, you're always going to will, right? Just the same with the spirit. You shouldn't be boasting or being big-headed. The spirit of the Lord, you're going to always humble yourself. I need to do better. I'm no better than nobody. Sometimes that just roll off my lips. How is that? It's because the spirit within me, let alone the things that I seen, people that were cocky. They wasn't humble. So the Lord allowed me to see that and have fear. Oh, don't exalt yourself any high. Because Galatians 6, verse 3, if any man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Humble yourself. If I say I don't know everything, right, by the power and wisdom of the Lord, I'm going to beg him, please show me. You think he just going to lay it all on me? No, step by step. I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, I'm going to give you this, and I'm going to give you that. But guess what? I have to make action. Make it sick. If we know that the Lord did all of this for us, you think we're going to get all of this just by sitting on our ass? No, we got to put the work in, right? You want to get that house, you want to get that car, you got to do the work. You want to build up your credit, you got to put the work in. You want to be nice and fit, healthy. You want to be voluptuous. You want to lose 20 pounds, you got to put in the work. You know, you want to be smart, you got to put in the work. You want to be beautiful, you got to put in the work when it comes to products for your skin, right? You got to put in the work. It's amazing. So let's get this next point in Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. This is Ezekiel 36, verse 22 to 23. It says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yahawah Shemashai power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake. So the Lord is he doing this for himself. He's getting spiritual pleasure off of this. Which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether ye want. We profane the name of the Lord in all these other captivities. So the Lord is doing this on his own pleasure in his name. And I will sanctify my great name. He's going to cleanse it and purify it. This is why we say in the Lord's name, because he purified it. He cleansed it. He did it. Which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahawah, saith Yahawah Shemashai power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. Because Yahawah is doing the work within you. He's truly doing the heavy lifting. He's working all through your system. So his name, his ministry can be magnified in the earth. Why? Because Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai deserves all the praise, all the glory, all the honor. All these menfos, all these niggas, truly asking, we got to ask ourselves, everything he did, have we gave it back? Have we put the work in? How can Jake feel satisfied that they did not? Oh man, I had a long week at work, man. I'm gonna need a drink. Yahawah say all the shit he's seeing, all the stuff he's seeing we do, we go through. That man not about to go get a drink. He waiting for us to, get in the kingdom, man. But we stress it. A lot of us is not giving it up to the Lord. We'll run our mouth. I give it all to him. What is your actions? Yahawah made actions for us. Yahawah made action for us. The angels made actions for us, especially for the elect's sake. How many of us is making actions for the Lord? Don't just only look at women just cleaning the house. Brother, don't just look at just because you providing for your house, right? Because we know if a man don't provide, he's worse than the infidel. But what more is you doing? Now, it's not about works. Even though we know it's not about works, do that mean don't do the work? No. You want to get down and dirty for Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai. You want to get down and dirty for the elect. Why? Because you believe. You know? So again, with this, he saved a remnant. Oh, Salaki, that's not it. Yahawah is acting for his name's sake, not because we deserve it. Right? When we even go, what is it? When you just go to Exodus from 7 all the way to 14, the Lord was doing that to bring fame to his name. So he could be known in the nation of Israel and that all nations would know them. Back then, nations knew that our God would be for us. Even though the other nations believed in other gods, they knew messing with Israel. When they took the Ark of the Covenant, what happened to Dagon? The nations know if they fuck with us, they're going to have to deal with Yahawah Shem Yahushai. But when we sin, the Lord is not with us. That's why the nations consume us the way they do. This is why Jake moved the way they move. Because they don't got no real relationship with Yahawah Shem Yahushai. This is why the Lord is only doing that he only really truly did it for the remnant. He did it for all the nation of Israel. But who is going to benefit on this side? The elect, the remnant. Right? I might have to go to this one. Second Esdras. Oh yeah, I'm already here. Second Esdras 9 and 21. It says, let the multitude perish then. Wait, I'll read verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. The elect is perfect, you know, because on this side we're going to be perfected when it comes to the doctrine, right? But the multitude of that plant, the multitude of them grapes are going to be destroyed. He said, let the multitude perish then. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn about a 2/3. It could be a family member. Hey, it could be me. It could be a loved one of my wives, my children. Hey, any 2/3. Hey, fuck it. It said right here, let the multitude perish. But 1 Timothy 4, we doing this thing to save ourselves and those that hear the word. Are you truly hearing the word to be edified? Is you hearing the word to learn? Is you hearing the word to be better as a man, to be better as a wife, to be better as a child? You know how long we've been away from the Lord? Now we got it. All that heavy work the elders did, all the way working to the elder apostle, Salaki, elder apostles, bishops, prophets, right? I asked ChatGPT. I said, when did the truth hit America? I ain't even say nothing biblical. I ain't even say biblical. I just said, when did the truth hit America? It's gonna say in the late 60s, between the early 70s. 1960, 1969 was the establishment of One West. ChatGPT said that. Soon as 1960, all motion was moving. Guess what? What happened? Guess what else happened in 1960? But what else? I forgot what else happened in the 1960s. Oh yeah, Esau said he landed on the stars. In 1969 is when this man went so-called landed on the moon. Like 1969. And the truth was established around that same time in 1969, man. That was already a sign their kingdom is done. And Jake, a lot of us, Jake, not taking it serious, man. But for those that is taking it serious, this is your lot. This is your lot, brother. This is your lot, sis. For the children that is believers, making their call and election sure for those that believe enough for them. Because the Lord, we can't shun the children. That's gonna be damn near a sin. You know, for those children that is a believer, that's showing they light, right? Like the brother said, get up and show your light, right? For y'all, yo, this is for y'all. This is your lot. This is your purpose. For the ones that's not showing, I hope you feel ashamed of yourself, right? Like bad kids, I hope you ashamed of yourself. What Yahawah Shem Shai did for us. Some people don't feel grateful. Yeah, he did that. Psalms 106 verse 7. Israel wasn't impressed by the miracles, the miraculous things that the Lord did in that time to Egypt and when we left. Imagine some of these grown-ups and kids when you tell them certain things. They're not excited. They don't toot their horn. It is what it is. Niggas got a car, they can smoke up some weed, they got a job. I just travel, I just went to another place, I'm making money, making millions of dollars. Don't know shit that's going on. But guess what? It's your purpose. Your purpose is his purpose. If you were 2/3, it was his purpose for you to be a 2/3. Shalom, King. Yahawah Shai Brakatah. My Shabbat was Tuesday to Wednesday. My new moon was Thursday to Friday. So my new Shabbat is Thursday sundown to Friday sundown. I do the lunar Shabbat, right? So now this second Ezra's 9:21-22 shows he saved a remnant by his plan, not because not because the whole nation was righteous, only the remnant, the remaining believers, right? Let's go to Isaiah 46:10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, say my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure, right? This was the Lord's pleasure in the beginning. And he declared the end from the beginning. Yahawah Shai was set up just for the elect to get it on this side, man. Yahawah Shai was set up just so the elect can get this. We get another chance to be to be connected to the Lord through Yahawah Shai. Everybody now going to benefit on this side. The 2/3 going to benefit in the kingdom, but first the elect have to finish the course. It's all on the elect. You see that? It's all on Yahawah Shai. Before the 2/3 to get it, it's on the elect to finish the course. Paul said, I have finished my course. It's all for the elect to finish the course on this side so the 2/3 or the rest of Israel can get it. That promise was for Abraham's descendants. The 2/3 is still a part of the descendants of Abraham. Yes, through the flesh because they're living of the flesh. But after the elect make it, we good. Truly, Yahawah Shai died on the cross. He already fought. Fought through the spirit Satan. Because his sacrifice, his crucifixion was the embodiment just for us to get it. But the left-hand side is still messing with us spiritually because Yahawah Shai has to physically fight the left-hand side and win over Esau, right? And it's done. As soon as you get beamed up, technically, when you get beamed up, it's done. What he said on the cross is finished. I'm excited right now, right? Everything was already planned from the beginning according to his will. Not mine, not yours, not your mama, not these rich folks. According to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will. According to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will. His will, according to his will. You did not get in his truth because no, Yahawah got you in. If he remove you, if you slacken, Yahawah did that. And guess what? If you don't fear the Lord because you slacken, you not serious, you not participating, man, talking to you, man, if you not participating in your role, whatever it is, you not serious for this. If the Lord gave you the talent to teach, brother, make your call and election sure. Do these things not because of the world, the reward. Do it because what Yahawah Shai did for the elect. They need this. They need to hear this word. This is a good deed to, you know what, let me teach y'all, man. Let me build you up. Let me make sure you increasing your faith by every lesson. You know, I didn't do a lesson all day, but I did a lesson with the family. I'm like, dang, I didn't do a lesson for the sheep. They got to get fed too. I did it for my in-house sheep, but let me do a lesson for the sheep. Regardless if I did 5 one day, I did 4, I did 1 here, I did 2, whatever. However, if it accumulate me doing 15 in 1 week, who cares? It's about feeding the Lord's sheep. The Lord didn't create the elect just to sit on their ass. The elect is making plays, making audibles on behalf of Yahawah Shem Shai for the elect. For the elect on behalf of Yahawah Shem Shai. Because we do this through Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai, for Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai unto his elect, because they belong to him, right? Let's get Titus 3 and 5. This is Titus chapter 3, verse 5. Verse 4, but after that the kindness of the love of the Most High our Savior towards man appeared, not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us by the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Rakah Quadash. Our works didn't earn salvation. His mercy did, right? That mercy is that compassion. And that shows that the Lord really got a lot of compassion for a lot of us. You know, reading 5 in the NLT, it says he saved us not because of our righteous things we have done, but because of his mercy. He washed away our sins, giving us a new birth and new life through the Rakah Quadash. Like in St. John 3, where he said, you must be born again. And Nicodemus like, what, am I supposed to go back in the Karuchi and come out? No, you got to be born again through wisdom, knowledge, understanding. We got to be taught over again so you can understand, what is this about? Why this take place? Why am I here? Like Yahawah, why am I here? You got to be taught that over again. Why are we in a predicament of slavery? You got to get taught that over again. And look where we at now in 2025. The Lord is having the men of the Lord teach his sheep over again. Why things consist, from the basics to the law, to the parable, from Psalms to the prophets, to the prophecies. He's building the tabernacles of Jacob back. What may say, welcome back. Yo, the stuff that's going on in the world is consist around the elect. Motions is moving because of the elect. Yahawah is coming soon. The motion is around the elect. Right? The elect is not sitting idle. The elect is not busybodies and everything else in this world, but not a busybody for Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's a privilege to have these things the Lord has blessed us with. It's a privilege to have Yahawah lay his life down for us. It's a privilege. Jake, what the hell you look at this as? This not Monopoly. You roll the dice. And then you pick up chance. Pass near jail. No, man. Ain't no cheat codes, ain't no shortcuts. Like you can work your phone on taking you to shortcuts. This is none of that. We gotta walk through this suffering. We gotta walk through this trial because it's the Lord's purpose. Some people walking through this trial and they might not even be of the elect, because deep down in their heart they don't give it. They're only just doing it, I want to fit in, or I'm doing it because they doing it. I'm rebuking that on myself. I don't want to do this because somebody else is doing it. Now, through the Spirit, like I tell Yarmayan, even though I want to be like Yahawah, I want to be like him. Reason why, if I was to explain it, the discernment that he have when it comes to the Lord, certain things that he think. I don't want to be big shoulders, light skin, his height, the family that he got, right? The money he got, what's in his pockets, how much he can bench. No, spiritual attributes. I want to be like Samuel. I want to be like Asher. I want to be like men of the Lord that's pursuing this. I want to be a master in the scriptures or a master in the law like Paul. Not to boast, but to find a way to master doing more lessons. Whatever is going to allow me to do more for the Lord, whatever is going to have me move in a certain way that's not better than somebody, but better than myself. I'm always in a mission to be better than myself. Thinking, right? Spiritually, mentally, and physically, trying to be better than myself so that I can please Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai. The disciples, if I'm in the flesh, they was slipping too. They was doing certain things, but guess what? Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai still chose them because he knew who they was in their heart. I know this man favored for me. He did that. I know. Yo, if I could see Paul now, this man was afflicting the church, but the Lord chose him. Why? Because he know that Paul was going to work this purpose, because he was a called vessel. You know what? This man he gonna do it. He gonna go the distance for me, man. I didn't choose him because he was considered blameless because of the law. This man would cut and slice anybody. No, because I seen that he would be a faithful servant. Why Moses get picked? Because the Lord see that Moses would be a faithful candidate. Right? Let's get Numbers 12 and 7. This Numbers 12 and 7. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house, this spiritual house. When it goes into faithful, it means he's a supporter of the door. He's a supporter of Yahawah. Even though he was afflicted by what what Israel was doing, and said, I did this, I did that. But that was just off of anger. What we all do, off of impulse. But the Lord was still using him because he got him to the borderline. The Lord still was dealing with him. He let him go. He said, look, you can't go in, but even Moses asked, yo, can I just go in to make sure they get in there? He said no. But he let him see the land on that mountain. The Lord was dealing with Moses, man. You know? Be thankful that the Lord at least dealing with you. You slipped this day, you slacked that day. Be thankful the Lord is dealing with you. Tomorrow is not promised unless the Lord makes it fulfilled. When we get to tomorrow, it was the Lord's purpose for tomorrow to come. Every day, you're trying to nail it, trying to put a push to the bullseye so you could please Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Right? A great job well done. Now, these other bosses, oh, you did a good job all week. They gave you a damn gift card, Tim Hortons. They ain't giving you extra money. Yahawah, he's about to give you joint air. Nobody compared to Yahawah. He's going to give you joint air. He said greater things to the disciples. You're going to do greater things than I. That's better than what any boss can give you, man. You know, you got to appreciate what Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi did for us, man. I'm going to get another one, and I think I'm going to close. I think I'm going to get one more, y'all. Yeah, I got to get one more, man. I got to get one more before it's all done, man. Maybe should I go to St. John? Should I go to St. John? Is this St. John? This is St. John right here. What do I want? I want something. Okay, yeah, let me get this, man, because a lot of us is thirsty, man. Dang, I don't know if I want this one, though. That's the one. I actually do want that. But now I got a precept in my head. Okay, yep, found it. This is St. John 6, verse 27. I started at 26. It says, Yahawah answered him and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have the Most High, the Father, sealed. Right? So we're not in this thing to labor for meat that perisheth, but labor for that meat that brings everlasting life. Right? Yahawah is going to bring everlasting life. So truly, if Yahawah abides in Yahawah, we want to labor for the Lord. That's the least you can do. The least you can do, you know? So I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Brakati Yahawah, Brakati Yahawashi. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, teach well through the Spirit. Mighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, teach his word and believe in his word and sound doctrine, and in the same Spirit. Shalom to the Akwat Young, believers of his faith and his truth. Continue to pursue your lot, being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. Lord willing, the most to have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not of faith. Again, the point of this lesson, we didn't earn Yahawah's mercy or Yahawah's sacrifice. It was foreordained, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 1 to 10, and based on his love, promises, and purpose, it should humble us and make us even more thankful. Again, we didn't earn Yahweh's mercy or Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. It was foreordained and based on his love, promises, and purpose. This should humble us and make us even more thankful, right? So what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has done, nobody in your life ever did what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has done for you. And you know, when somebody buy you something, they do something for you. Oh, nobody ever done this for me. How can I pay you back? Us being human, we'll say that. But in the spirit, why haven't we did that for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? Yahweh Shai put his life down for us. Yahweh created Yahweh Shai to put his life down for us. The Lord was thinking about you before and more than you was thinking about yourself. Shalom, Abba.